Here's a video on how to play Believer by the Imagine Dragons. Now, as you can see, I've got a capo, which is a clamping device which you can shorten the length of the strings. Now, you're going to need one of those if you want to play along with the song. You don't have to use one of those if you're not intending to play along with the song, but I think that's the idea really. So these are really pretty cheap. You can buy expensive ones, but this one that I'm using on there, which is just a clamp round like that, I think that was about £5. So what we're going to do is just play through the chords, and then I'll take the capo off and you can hear what it sounds like without that. So the chords you're going to need are an A minor, and that's like that. So you need your index finger, we call that 0, so that's fret 1, and then you need your third finger on fret 2 of the third string, then your second finger on fret 2 of the fourth string, and you just play from the A string. That's an A minor. So there's another place you can play this by using partial chords. It's basically the same area, but all you need to do is just take off that finger. So the thing to do really is replace that first finger with that finger there, and there's a reason behind this. I'll show you in a minute. So all you need to do is just play those 3 strings. You can see where my fingers are there. Just like that. And if you play those 3 strings only, you still get an A minor, but a smaller version, as opposed to this. By using those 3 strings, you're just making the chord a lot smaller. The other chord you're going to need now is an F. Now, an F chord can be quite tricky for beginners. So the easiest way that I've found for some beginners is to, while that finger's there, that's the whole point, that's what I'm going to show you, is by placing that first finger on the first fret of that string there. So now you've got this going on. So you've got an A minor, so you play those 3, and then just by putting that down there, you get an F. The chord you want after that is an E major. So what you need to do is you can lift that one off, and just move that one to that string there, and then just play those 3 strings again. So if I were to play using the partial chords, you get this. Just those 3 chords. The full chords would sound something like this. Now you've just seen me play a bar chord. Now that's an E major, and the beauty of a bar chord is it's basically doing what that capo does, but this is what you call a portable capo because it's attached to your hand. So you can move that up and then just put that across, and it's an ingenious thing because you can play any chord. That's the beauty of using your first finger as a bar. Now I do appreciate that beginners have trouble with that, so that's going to take a little bit of a time to get that to be strengthened, to be able to push down on those strings. You're not pushing down on all of the strings because that finger's taking care of the D string, and that's taking care of the A, and that's taking care of the G. So really all you need to be playing with this finger is that 6th string there and those 2 there. But unfortunately we've got to get right across. So that's how you get your F. The F that I showed you earlier was that one with the little chords. But what you can do as well, I've seen some children try this, they place that finger there, and some of them actually mastered it and done it really well. So you can incorporate a thicker string and you get this sound. Me personally, I like to bar, again this is a small bar, it's only just doing 2 strings, then that finger on there, then that finger on there, as opposed to using a little finger, and I can get the same sound. Now The actual main riff has got this sort of sound to it. And that's another way you can play that. You can play it just by using the bass notes of the chords by using the low string. So because the capo's there, we need to move that. It's in A, but obviously we need to move that up so that becomes A sharp. So you need to do just this sort of shuffling backwards and forwards. And with your plectrum, you're going down, then up. And you need to shuffle it like a Humpty Dumpty rhythm. There's them two notes there. That's a power chord, really. Then you go down to F, exactly the same shape, and do the same thing again. Then to play the E, you need to take the little finger off and just move that finger to there and do this. And another place you can play that A is there. Just them two. They're the same notes. Loads of different ways you can play it. So I'll just do the lower notes down here. So there's another place you can play it. If you're going to use the little chords, you can do something like this. You can just play this note and the open first string. So it's second fret of the G and the open E string, and you're just going to miss the B string, so you get something like this. To get the F, simply place that finger on that note, keeping that one there, and then move that finger to the third string, first fret, and do the same thing again. So I'll play that a little bit up to speed, so you get something like this. So there you go, that's the simple way you can play Believer by the Imagine Dragons, just by using the chords of A minor, F and E. Good luck.